left lane to pass only.
Okay, Elisa can't say this with a straight face.
No, I can't because reality is very different.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of people pass on the right, on the left.
Yes, if they could fly above you, they would. It's coming in the future.
Italian for Travelers, Episode 10, the car episode. In today's episode, we learn all about driving in Italy and follow Kristi as she rents a car and stops for directions. Elisa also helps us decode Italian road signs and driving rules in Italy.
Ciao, benvenuti a Italian for Travelers, the second season of the Postcards from Italy podcast. I'm Elisa, a native Italian speaker and teacher. Although I was born in Emilia-Romagna, I've spent the last 18 years living in the US and teaching Italian to mostly American students. Along the way, I've learned a lot about what first-time travelers and new Italian language learners really want to know. In short, they want to live la Dolce Vita glamour, but without the grammar. This season, let's stamp your passport with some Italian vocabulary, cultural tips, dialogues, and practice lessons with my real-life student and friend, Erin. But we only share a fraction of what we talk about on our streaming episodes.
Visit www.postcardsfromitalypodcast.com for our bonus materials and subscribe to our newsletter for updates.
With our podcast and bonus materials, I can help you transform from just another tourist into a curious traveler. Okay. Here we go. Remember, don't worry if you cannot understand much during your first listen. Just relax, sit back, and enjoy la dolce lingua. Ok, cominciamo. Let's begin.
A quick note about today's audio quality. On this episode, we used a couple of different mics, and some sections were recorded at a different time. Where possible, we repaired the audio, but you still might notice a difference. Thank you for listening.
Cari amici, benvenuti and welcome to Italian for Travelers episode 10, titled L'Italia in macchina.
Italy by car.
That's right. Today we finally rent a car and we take our exploration of Il Bel Paese to a whole new level.
If you travel by train, you're only seeing those routes, but there are, the little dusty roads next to a vineyard, up a hill.
And you can only get there by car. So we'll give you quite a bit of vocabulary on how to rent a car. And then, this episode might start to feel a little bit like driving school, as you learn to make your way around the jungle of Italian roads, road signs, and crazy Italian drivers. But don't worry, because we'll be holding your hand throughout the process, and we'll also teach you how to ask for directions just in case you get lost.
And we'll be holding your hands, but just know that we will be buckled up. Because, I'm not a native Italian
and I'm not
driver.
Driving.
Yes. So we'll be buckled up. We will hold your hand, and we will also have our little crosses on our necks.
We'll send my husband to drive. He's been doing this for 26 years, and he loves to drive on Italian roads.
So much fun. Well, that leads us into our Italian idiom.
So, Erin, after long research, I found the perfect idiom for today's episode.
You found one about cars?
And women.
Oh, I like both of those things a lot.
Yes. And our idiom is donne e motori, gioie e dolori.
Women and cars, joys and pains? Do I have that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, what does that mean?
So that means that women and motor vehicles can both give us great joys and happiness and excitement, but at the same time, they may create worries and troubles.
Okay, I have a feeling you're just being really kind about what the proverb probably came from. So I'll take the kindness, but maybe we'll prove it wrong.
Yes, we will.
Yay!
For sure.
Okay, well, let's get into the episode.
Benissimo. Simple communication is our goal. Therefore, we often provide the default masculine form of a noun or an adjective, and we prioritize formal communication over informal, unless otherwise noted. Don't worry, Italian speakers will still understand you. Okay, we've highlighted a few keywords and phrases to get us in the mood for today's lesson.
Our first key phrase is, sorry, I'm a tourist.
Mi scusi, sono un turista.
Excuse me, where is?
Scusi, dov'è?
Here is.
Ecco.
My driver's license.
La mia patente.
How much is it?
Quanto costa?
per day.
Al giorno. And now let's listen to a quick dialogue about renting a car.
Buongiorno. Let's see. I rented a car online. Ho noleggiato una macchina online. My name is Kristi Amati. Mi chiamo Kristi Amati.
Benissimo, signora. Preferisce una Fiat 500 rossa o una Meriva bianca?
Mi scusi, non capisco. I can get a Fiat?
Sì, signora. You can choose the red Fiat 500 or the white Meriva. I will also need your carta di credito e permesso di guida internazionale.
La Fiat, per favore. Oh, and here are my credit card and international driving permit. Quanto costa un giorno extra?
Sì, 50 euro in più, signora.
50 euros extra? Oh, va bene. Dove la consegno?
And now, let's see some cultural notes about driving in Italy. We're going to give you the rules. And when you are in Italy, you're actually going to see what the practice looks like.
So
Maybe not the same thing.
what Elisa has told me about these rules is that as an Italian, there are more suggestions. But as a foreign traveler to Italy, you should really listen to these
stick
rules.
to them.
Yeah, stick to the rules.
In spite of what you may see on the road.
Okay, so teach us what we should be doing.
Yes, esatto. Regola numero uno, rule number one. In Italy, we drive on the right side of the road.
Okay, the right side of the road, which is the same as in the US, in Canada, and...
Most civilized countries.
Okay, what's that smile about?
Most modern
Oh!
countries drive on the right side of the road.
UK listeners, please ignore that.
Nah, sto scherzando. I'm kidding.
Okay, she's just kidding.
Remember that we drive on the right side of the road unless we're drunk.
Okay, she's just kidding.
Regola numero due. Rule number two. Most cars are manual.
So manual transmission.
That's the norm.
So not an automatic.
Mm-mm.
And I have been on the receiving end of getting a manual car when I thought that I was getting an automatic. It was the last one that was there. And I'm trying to find my way through Florence with that. That was a lot of gear.
Un'avventura, a real adventure. Huh?
Very much of an adventure. So if you're planning on renting a car in Italy, maybe just brush up on your manual transmission driving.
Yeah, that would be best.
Okay.
Un'altra regola, another rule. It is illegal to turn right at a red light.
Okay.
This is very different from the U.S.
Yeah, here it's more of a California stop, right? It's a red light and you kind of, maybe you were rolling toward the right.
Yes.
But in Italy, no.
Well, technically, no.
Okay, hang on a second. So it's a rule, but more of a rule.
as I say.
But more of a rule for maybe for tourists. So it is illegal to turn right at a red light.
Yes.
So no rights on red.
Yeah, no, people won't typically, but it doesn't mean that you will never see a car turn right on a red light.
Okay, just do as I say, not as I do.
Sì, esatto, come sempre in Italia, as always in Italy.
Okay.
Un'altra regola, another rule. When driving outside of urban areas, remember to turn your headlights on.
So even during the day?
Sempre, always.
Okay.
Yeah, again, that's the rule. Poi, use the left lane to pass only.
Okay, Elisa can't say this with a straight face.
No, I can't because reality is very different.
Yeah, when you're traveling there, I have seen a lot of people pass on the right.
Certo.
On the left.
Yes, if they could fly above you, they would.
Maybe that's a whole different lane. I don't know.
It's coming in the future.
Oh my goodness. So if you're a foreign driver, maybe try to stick to passing on the left.
Esatto.
Okay.
Poi, another one. It is illegal to use your phone while driving.
Okay, so just like here in America, just like how I don't use the phone when I'm driving.
It's kind of a joke.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, take it all with a grain of salt.
Yeah, but technically it's illegal.
Okay.
Right.
So put down your cigarette, put down your coffee.
And the phone.
And the phone, and just hold on to the steering wheel.
Bravissimo. Let's see. Seatbelts must be worn by the driver and any passengers in the vehicle.
Well, this one's pretty standard.
Sure.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
All of these are pretty standard.
You guys, she's kind of giggling this entire time.
Yes.
I can't take the rules seriously. Okay.
No, because you'll see many examples of people not following these rules. Again, oftentimes for Italians, there are suggestions, but we do really recommend that you follow them if you don't want to get in trouble. Okay. Close to the end. At intersections, yield to traffic coming from the right.
Okay. So yesterday, Elisa was trying to show me a little bit of a diagram of how to do this, and I got very confused, but maybe you can just describe it briefly for us.
Yeah, if you're at an intersection, like the rule says, you have to yield to the person who's on your right.
Okay, but
when you come to a four-way stop, it gets a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, everybody's a right. Everybody's a driver to the right.
Well, sometimes you may have where an intersection, like there's nobody on the right.
Okay.
And so the biggest problem is when you come to a four-way stop and you have four cars trying to go their different directions. You always have to yield to the one who has the right on your right-hand side.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, so we suggest, maybe either go to an intersection that's empty and then make your happy way to your destination, or if it gets too complicated, turn around, go to the bar, get a coffee, and try later. It might be an idea.
All right, we have one more rule, it looks like.
See, to enter a roundabout, give way to traffic on the left.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense because the roundabout will be moving counterclockwise to the right.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And then there's one other, like a sub rule that you told me yesterday.
Yes, I was telling, please don't ever stop inside a roundabout. Once you make your way inside a roundabout, you need to proceed to your exit and not be the kind driver that stops to let people inside the roundabout.
And a lot of us in America, we don't have roundabouts, or at least in Southern California, there's not a great deal of them. But so you're saying you enter the roundabout when it's safe to do so, and you go around in the circle until you find your exit. Now, if you miss your exit,
take another round.
Yeah, go around one more time and safely find your exit. Don't do the thing where you stop and then you try to turn and you wait. Yeah.
Yes, it's an accident waiting to happen. And I actually had it happen to me just last summer.
Really?
Somebody in a roundabout slowed down and then stopped to let somebody in from outside of the roundabout. You don't do that. The people behind you are going to hit you.
Yeah, so just accept that when you enter into a roundabout, you're going round until you get off.
Until you're out. Yes. Otherwise, you're going to have a flurry of not very nice words from Italians.
Yeah, and so that's a different episode.
That's episode 23. We're going to teach you.
Yeah, we'll so you might have to use them and you might be called them.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
You really don't want to.
Elisa was telling me we now know the rules, but she also said in Italy, it's very common to be pulled over for a random check by the Italian police, and there's no need to panic. I would panic personally, but that's just who I am. She says it's not a big deal.
Especially for you. You're a pretty woman.
Oh,
panic.
Thank you. Enjoy the sight of their spiffy uniforms and show them your driver's license.
La patente.
Or international driving permit if you're not from the EU. Your registration,
il libretto,
and your car rental documents. Any of the following officers can pull you over for a random check. So there is the road police,
la polizia stradale,
the city police,
I vigili urbani,
the town police,
la polizia municipale,
the finance police,
la guardia di finanza,
and the military police.
I carabinieri.
One thing that's not on here is the fashion police, and there's not the cappuccino after 11 a.m. police. Thank goodness they can't give you a ticket.
Oh, the fashion police doesn't have to be in uniform.
Oh.
All the ladies in the piazza are going to be fashion police.
The finance police? Is there
You would think that with this number of police on the road in Italy, we would have the safest roads in the world, but they're all busy getting coffee.
Okay, so we have a little bit more about driving.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to teach you a little bit more about Italian roads. So most Italian roads fall into the following categories. Autostrada.
So this is a large toll road with high speed limits.
Mm-hmm. Autostrada is indicated by green signs and an A plus a number, for example, A1, A1. You enter the autostrada through a booth dispensing tickets with your point of entry. Use the booth marked biglietto,
ticket.
Do not use the ones marked telepass, as they are reserved for subscribers with a transponder in their car.
In Southern California, we have something called Fast Pass and Easy Pass. So it's kind of the same thing where you have the transponder in the car. And sometimes in your rental car, you might have it.
Yes, and a transponder is not a transponster.
What's that?
If you're a Friends fan, you know that.
Oh.
Chandler Bing. Chandler Bing.
Chandler Bing.
It's a transponster. Okay. When exiting the autostrada to get to your destination, insert the ticket back into the booth and pay the relevant fee by cash or credit card. Remember that the speed limit on the autostrada is about 130 kilometers an hour.
So that's about 80 miles per hour.
Or 110 kilometers an hour.
And that's about 68 miles per hour.
This is in case of bad weather or in certain parts of the country. Your speed will be monitored by a safety tutor, an electronic device that checks your average speed between 2 points on a section of the autostrada. If you reach the end point sooner than the speed limit would allow you to, you win a hefty ticket.
So we all know that the autostrada is like you're supposed to be able to go really fast in your Maserati, right?
Certo, yeah.
Okay, but what Elisa is saying right there is that based on your ticket that you get when you enter the autostrada, and then the reasonable amount of time at a reasonable speed to get to your exit point, based on that, the police can tell how fast you've been going.
Yes, they will check what's the quickest time that you can make it from point A to point B if you don't go over the speed limit.
And so if you do go over the speed limit, then you win.
Postcards from the police.
Oh, this is not our postcards from Italy.
No.
Okay.
That's a nice one. And also, very important to remember for people who are not used to driving on an autostrada, please do not lose your ticket.
Oh my gosh, that's a really important point.
Yeah. So what happens if you lose your ticket, they're going to assume that you traveled the longest distance possible in that stretch of the autostrada. They're going to charge you the largest amount they can charge you.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So yeah, I've had a student or two who did lose their ticket.
So
I didn't think it was that important.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So find a safe place to put it when you enter the autostrada. Okay.
Yes. Your glove compartment or the visor above you, you can stick it in there until you are ready to exit.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really important. I'm glad you said that. So it looks like the next road that we're talking about is
La strada statale or la superstrada.
This is a state highway, and it's indicated by a blue sign and SS plus a number. There are no tolls associated with this type of highway, which comes in all shapes and forms in Italy. These are not as well maintained as autostrade, and the speed limit is usually set at 90 kilometers per hour or 55 miles per hour. However, check local signs and be mindful of your speed during bad weather.
And then we have another type of strada. This is la strada provinciale.
These are the local roads.
These are indicated by a blue sign again and SP plus a number. These can be anything from large, well-maintained roads to dusty, unpaved roads like the ones leading to your favorite agriturismo. The speed limit is usually set at 50 or 70 kilometers an hour.
So that's about 31 or 43 miles per hour.
But as always, refer to local signage.
On all roads in Italy, it's common to find signs announcing
Controllo elettronico della velocità.
So these are electronic speed checks, or as Italians like to call it,
autovelox.
Okay, these are cameras that are hidden inside large orange boxes on the side of the road. They will take a photo of your license plate if you exceed the speed limit by more than 5 kilometers per hour or 3 miles per hour, which is really not a lot. And at the end of your trip, when you're happily sharing photos of your favorite Italian memories with friends and family, you'll receive a postcard from your friendly Italian police, one of the 5, 6, 7, or 8, asking you to pay a substantial fine. This is not the type of souvenir that you want to bring home. However, again, Elisa is giggling over here because she told me a really funny story about these.
Yes, not all autovelox are created the same.
Okay, can you describe?
Yeah. So sometimes an autovelox here and there will not be a real functioning autovelox. And the way we found out, at least in my neighborhood, is my niece lives just by one of these on the main road, one autovelox. She walks past it every day to catch the bus to go to school. And last summer she texted me and said, Zia, one of these autovelox has a window where the camera lens for the machine is that takes your photo. And she said, it's just a sticker.
It's a sticker.
It's a sticker, not a real window with a proper camera lens. So, if you drive by it, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know it's a sticker, but she actually went with her finger and it's a sticker.
Oh my gosh.
Not all autovelox are created like this. Some are actually real. So we guess what the police was trying to do is put more on the road, more autovelox units on the road to make people believe that every, say, mile or mile and a half, there's an autovelox checking on you. But really, every other one maybe is a real one.
That is so fun. So again,
Italians are creative. What can I tell you?
yeah, do as we say, but we have our own workaround.
Yeah, so people who live in the area, after a while, they figure out that some of these autovelox are just props.
Oh my gosh.
And not the real deal. So they'll speed in front of those and then slow down in front of the ones that they know have a real camera inside.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so...
You know, in Italy, you create the rule and then you create the loopholes. Immediately, right?
It's a very creative culture.
Yeah. We don't like rules.
Although... it looks like we have one rule that is very important.
Yes,
our
definitely.
Next little bit. Okay.
This next rule is very important. So beware of ZTLs. In Italian, that means zone a traffico limitato.
Or that also means limited traffic zone.
Mm-hmm. This is by far the most common infraction committed by foreign drivers. ZTLs are enforced in most historical city centers throughout the country and are marked by signs with a large red O on a white background. Only residents, taxis, public transit, businesses, and city employees are allowed within a ZTL. If you cross a ZTL without a permit, even for just a few seconds, you will be fined, as they automatically take a picture of your license plate and cross-check it against a list of vehicles allowed within the ZTL. If your hotel is in a ZTL, they may issue a permit for a temporary stay if you inform them ahead of time and if the city allows for that.
I'm really nervous about this one because it says even a few seconds.
Yes. Yeah. I've had a few students actually who had this happen to them as they were trying to enter like a city center looking for their hotel. So you're busy following GPS directions in a foreign country, trying to make your car fit into the narrow streets.
Oh my gosh.
Without scratching the sides of the car.
And driving a manual transmission for the first time, probably.
And it's very understandable that you may not notice the ZTL sign. Yeah, so I've had students who actually went through the same street twice looking for their hotel. And so they got 2 tickets.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so this is actually one that you really want to pay attention to because the fines are hefty.
And maybe if you're staying in one of these historic city centers, maybe just double checking with the hotel before you leave on your trip and just find out. Because often what I've found too is that with the walled cities, I know in Lucca and also in Cortona, there were parking lots outside of the walls so that you could park your car there and then just tote your baggage.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it's not easy for everyone
that's true.
To carry their suitcase. So definitely, if you are aware that your hotel is within the city walls in the historical center, inquire with them if there's a ZTL in the area that you need to be aware of.
Okay. Or maybe they have a shuttle or they have something that they can come get you.
Exactly.
Okay, that's really important.
And now let's look at some keywords and phrases about driving and renting a car in Italy.
Sorry, I'm a tourist.
Mi scusi, sono un turista.
Excuse me, where is...
Scusi, dov'è?
The A1 toll road?
L'autostrada A1?
The state highway SS16?
La strada statale, la superstrada SS16?
The local road SP8?
La strada provinciale SP8?
The toll booth?
Il casello or il casello autostradale?
My toll ticket?
Il mio biglietto or il mio biglietto del pedaggio?
My car?
La mia macchina?
Here is...
Ecco!
My driver's license.
La mia patente.
My international driving permit.
Il mio permesso di guida internazionale.
My registration.
Il mio libretto.
My credit card.
La mia carta di credito.
The cash.
I contanti.
I'd like to rent.
Vorrei noleggiare.
A car.
Una macchina.
A van.
Un furgone.
A convertible.
Una decappottabile.
That sounds like decapitate.
It is a decapitated car.
Wow, that's true. Okay, so a scooter.
Uno scooter.
A Vespa.
Una Vespa.
How much is it?
Quanto costa?
Per day?
Al giorno?
Per week?
Alla settimana?
Are taxes and insurance included?
Le tasse e l'assicurazione sono incluse?
Is the mileage unlimited?
Ha il chilometraggio illimitato?
Is the transmission manual or automatic?
Hai il cambio manuale o automatico?
I rented a car online.
Ho noleggiato una macchina online.
Where do I pick it up?
Dove la ritiro?
Where do I drop it off?
Dove la consegno?
Can I drop it off in... And then right there you'd add the city.
Yeah. Posso consegnarla a...
Can I drop it off in Rome?
Posso consegnarla a Roma?
Do I have to pay a deposit?
Devo pagare una caparra?
Does it have GPS?
Ah, il GPS.
What kind of gas does it use?
Che tipo di benzina usa?
How do I turn on or off the alarm?
Come si accende or come si spegne l'allarme? And now, let's put all the vocabulary into practice. Are you ready, Erin? Sei pronta?
Sì, sono pronta.
Erin, come si dice in italiano? How do you say in Italian? Excuse me, where's the state highway SS12?
Scusi, dov'è la strada statale 12?
Bravissima! SS12, sì. Come si dice? How do you say? Here is my international driving permit.
Ecco il mio permesso di guida internazionale.
Bravissima!
Okay. So I want to point out that ecco has here is
Yes.
in it. So you don't have to say ecco è, right? So it's just ecco.
Just ecco, yeah. Okay. Come si dice? Here is my registration.
Ecco il mio libretto.
Bravissima. Come si dice? I'd like to rent a van.
Vorrei noleggiare un furgone.
Bravissima.
Is that correct?
Yes. Numero 5. Come si dice? How much is it per week?
Quanto costa alla settimana?
Ottimo. Numero 6. Come si dice? Is the mileage unlimited?
Ha il chilometraggio?
Ha il chilometraggio?
Ha il chilometraggio illimitato?
Perfetto. Numero 7. Come si dice? Can I drop it off in Ancona?
Posso consegnarla a Ancona?
Sì, posso consegnarla a Ancona?
The correct grammar would be ad Ancona because Ancona begins with a vowel.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
Okay.
Yeah, but so if we were to say a Ancona, that would be fine.
Okay, yeah,
fantastic.
That's perfectly
okay.
fine. Numero 8. Come si dice? How do I turn on the alarm?
Come si accende l'allarme?
Yes. Come si accende l'allarme?
Come si accende l'allarme?
Bravissima.
Okay.
Numero 9. Is the transmission manual?
Ha il cambio manuale?
Bravissima.
Oh, okay.
L'ultima. I see you're sweating.
Okay. I am. Also, I'm thinking about driving a manual car in those little tiny roads in the ZTL.
And looking at all those spiffy uniforms on the side of the road.
Well, and the ones asking me for my driver's permit and the hefty fine.
And if you're married.
Oh, wow.
L'ultima frase, last sentence. Do I have to pay a deposit?
Devo pagare una caparra?
Devo pagare una caparra?
Devo pagare una caparra?
Bravissima. Perfetto, Erin.
Grazie.
10 su 10, 10 on 10. It's an A+.
I'm just doing it for the love.
Ciao, it's Erin. We're fading out here so that we can keep our free streaming episodes a reasonable length of time. For additional bonus audio and all kinds of other bonus materials, head to our website. Now back to the show.
And now, let's talk a little bit about Italian road signs.
If you are a bonus materials subscriber, we have a handy infographic that we've created. So that's in the premium materials, and you can find that on our website.
Yeah. Those are all suggestions.
She doesn't believe in the road signs.
So, for many tourists visiting Italy for the first time, one of the biggest challenges is understanding Italian road signs. And that's okay. You'll probably feel like you're in good company since Italians don't seem to pay much attention to them either. To be honest, as Italians, we have our own way of interpreting road signs, and sometimes we choose to ignore them altogether. But you don't have to. So here's a very basic guide to help you understand some of the most common Italian road signs.
And there are two notes that we have before we get into the glossary. Pay attention to shapes. Italian road signs that are circular in shape indicate that something is either forbidden when they have a red strike across them, or they're mandatory. Rectangular or square road signs provide information, while triangular road signs are warnings.
Esatto.
It also says pay attention to the colors as well. So green signs indicate
autostrade,
so the tollways, and blue signs refer to the regular roads, and brown signs usually point to historical sites or tourist attractions.
Perfetto.
That's really helpful.
Yeah,
actually.
just a basic guideline for when you're driving.
Okay.
Right? I just want to point out that the places where you find the no parking and no stopping signs is where you usually find a double line of parked cars.
Oh.
Classic Italy at its finest.
So again, do as we say, not as you'll see.
Yes, esatto. Everyone's stopping by just for 5 minutes to take caffè. Ciao, it's Elisa again. As you can tell, Erin and I love to talk about what travelers can expect when they visit Italy. Not just language, obviously, but with the culture, food, and so much more. In our free streaming episodes, we only scratch the surface. But in our bonus materials, you'll get access to everything, including transcripts for each episode, as well as translations, vocabulary lessons, and cultural tips from today's roundtable. Visit postcardsfromitalypodcast.com for details. Have the confidence of an Italian even in simple conversations and everyday situations. With our bonus materials, you'll get ad-free, full-length audio conversations, practice exercises with written worksheets, and bonus graphics that decode gestures, road signs, and menus.
Our premium subscribers get one additional bonus not found anywhere else. For our Italian for Travelers family, we've created uninterrupted glossaries for each episode that include the English word or expression, followed by the Italian version, which is then repeated so that you can listen and learn, practice, and repeat. These no-fuss listen and repeat glossaries take the drama out of learning travelers' Italian. Listen in the car, on your morning walk, on planes and trains, even while doing dishes or making dinner. Each episode's glossary file features all of the mini glossaries in that lesson, so you can focus on the terms and situations that matter most to you, like food, shopping, or sightseeing. This is only for our Season 2 bonus material subscribers, so sign up today.
If you're an intermediate learner, you may also love the lessons in our Season 1 bonus materials, so check out our website. Visit postcardsfromitalypodcast.com for details. Postcards from Italy is a labor of love, connecting different cultures as we explore the dynamic nature of modern Italy through its language.
And remember to follow us on Instagram and sign up for our emails to stay updated on webinars and classes.
Thank you for listening. Non vedo l'ora di incontrarci di nuovo.